Welcome to Queers and Quills, the official podcast. I'm audiobook narrator Kirt Graves. Every episode, I invite an attending author or narrator to join me for a one-on-one conversation about their lives and their art, so attendees and readers from across the world can get to know them not only as professionals, but as people. Joining me today is Lance Lansdale. Lance is a 39-year-old gay dude from Louisiana who writes unhinged romance books. Think Schitt's Creek, but with lots of gay smut. His debut, We Burn Beautiful, came out in 2023. His latest release, Slay the Gay Away Daddy, comes out in June. Welcome to the podcast, Lance.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
It is my pleasure. So let's talk a little bit about how you became an author. What was your author origin story?
Well, I got bored during COVID. Before then, when I was little, like 13 or 14, I used to write really bad smut and I would post it online. So like there was always something there.
Describe bad smut. What was bad about it?
I was 13. I didn't know the first thing about gay sex.
Oh.
They were just going at it, dry, nothing going on. It's chaos.
Just a
Big
teenager
love
using his
declaration.
imagination. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. A little repressed gay kid from Louisiana in the early 2000s. Then after that, I didn't really do anything. But once COVID hit, I started writing just like this really, really bad fantasy novel that didn't really have a plot to it. And then I chunked that and did We Burn Beautiful, and I queried for a while. And I had a couple of like interested people, no offers, unfortunately, but I ended up deciding to self-pub, and it's just been a constant ride since, book after book.
Wow. So you go from bad gay smut as a teenager, high fantasy novel that you discard, and then, oh yeah, the book I end up publishing.
Exactly. It's just chaos. And now I'm doing unhinged smut, so it's full circle.
Well, tell me more about the smutty side. Because I mean, not everybody chooses to use that in their advertising for their books. And I'm curious, like, why you put that forward.
If I'm being completely honest, I wanted the sales. And the sex sells. My first book had one love scene in it, and it got like really good reviews from most people. But I don't know. Once I started throwing in more and more smut, my second book didn't have nearly as much. Like it was very kind of almost PG rated. And it did okay over time, but at first not so much. And so I just said, screw it. If you can't beat it, just go with it. And so I just did unhinged smut. And it did well. So, and I like writing it. It's fun.
When you say the stories are unhinged, is that the characters, the plot lines? What's going on there?
God, it's all crazy. Basically the first book is about a delusional twink. His father is a homophobic senator and homophobic senator, sorry. And he puts a hit out on his son because he's gay and he's just embarrassing to him, basically. And the hitman comes to kill him, but he's having trouble killing him over and over. And Scotty, the Delulu twink, gets his weapons from him and like forces him to submit into kinky stuff. And he goes with it. But yeah, it's just like they do like threats via phone call for him to strip. Like he'll point a gun at the phone and say strip. He's like, well, I got to strip. So yeah, it's just unhinged. It doesn't have to make sense. It just has to be fun. That's my mantra.
I think that's great. You should put that on a t-shirt or on a banner.
Probably.
Since we're all going to a conference, that can be your tagline.
I think, well, they've, my friend Emily,
sense.
Yeah, she's getting one. She's got them made. I'm Delulu for Lance Lansdale's Unhinged books, I think is what it says. So we're just throwing out the unhinged. I'm leaning into the chaos.
That's good. What was that experience like deciding, like, I'm going to self-pub and I'm just going to put it out there? And, like, how did you find an audience? Where did you find your readers?
Scary as hell. It's still scary as hell. Just trying to build your readership. I got most of mine from originally gay romance reviews. I used them for my first book and I got a really good response. And then basically my main thing is Instagram. I usually do like 1 or 2 new posts a day, just different graphics. I try not to reuse the same stuff. And I get new followers and they just pick up my books and enjoy them, which is great. Sometimes they don't enjoy them, which is not great, but that's okay. That's okay.
Well, you know what? That's the risk you take, putting out a book.
It is, yeah. And like I go on to like to cheer myself up when I first started because I used to like really take it to heart. I would go on to TJ's and I would look at his low star reviews and like just other authors that I really loved. And you realize really quick it's just subjective. There are books that I don't like, there are books other people don't like. So it's okay if you don't like my books. It's fine.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me more about the Daddy series. Is that how I would describe it?
Well, kind of. It's like kind of daddy kink, but there's no age play or anything. Sorry. It's more like just daddy please than yes daddy. Yeah, it's more kink.
Yeah.
But it's basically based around this one group of assassins and the twinks that they fall in love with. The first book is about Scotty and Brody, and Scotty's the one who would steal his weapons and just like force him into submission. And then the second book is about Scotty's best friend Tatum. He gets kidnapped by a Russian captor who drugs him and keeps him in a trunk, and they lie in the trunk together on road trips and just cuddle. It's ridiculous.
Sure. As one
Just
does.
go with it. Yeah, as one
Who's
does.
driving the car?
That would actually be the husband from book 1 and the Russian captor from book 2. They are in I guess a polycule, is that what you call it? With her, and she's kind of, I guess, the unicorn that they both love.
Okay.
And so they each find their twink and they just end up leaving her on her own. Bless her heart. She ends up with a woman, so it's fine.
So I don't think I have to ask, but I will. Why is writing queer characters an important part of what you create?
I'm gay as hell. I only read and I know that a lot of people don't like that, but I only read MM just because that's what I like. That's I read to like live a vicarious love story basically. Been single since like 2007, so I just love the warm and fuzzies, and it gives me warm and fuzzies.
Yeah.
And so I like getting to write that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
But
it
just
like
getting
for
to
a
like
gay
write,
guy in Louisiana these days?
not very fun. Um, I'm actually originally from Texas, so like that feels like home. Louisiana is just kind of the place I ended up. But it's not very good. I've been to a couple of bars here. It's just not a good scene. So I get most of my queer interaction online these days.
Same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Where are you from?
Green
if you're
Bay.
willing to
I'm
say.
in Green Bay, Wisconsin. So
Okay. Okay. That's a little
not
far away from Louisiana.
almost as far away as one can get, at least up and down.
As one should. Stay far away.
Tell me more about some of your influences as a writer. You've mentioned one already, I know.
Yeah, the main one's TJ. Love him to bits. He was the first one that I got back into reading. When I got back into reading, like probably 2018. And then other than TJ, I love Cora Rose. I actually dedicated my Murder Daddy book to her, because the main character is like one of my favorites in MM history. And I thought, well, let's just take this cute, adorable little stalker and like actually make him a psychopathic killer. Because why not? I also really like Logan Sage Adams, who is one of my books to besties. They write like historical romance, which I didn't think I would like really be into, but they take like the time to research like way in depth. One's about like a mortician, the other's about a storm chaser, and the research they do is just like, insane. And it's got all the warm and fuzzies. Um, and Lincoln Mercer's another really good one. He writes really, really sweet trans MM romance, and it's just heartwarming. And it's got daddy vibes, and I love daddy vibes. Yeah.
That's awesome. When did you find MM Romance? Was it right around that same time, 2018, or were you a reader before
Yeah.
then?
Well, I mean, I used to read like my mom's Jackie Collins books when I was little, and Valley of the Dolls. But after that, I just mainly went like autobiographies of trashy celebrities. Then in 2018, when I got back into it, TJ was my entry point, and I just went from there
Which book was
because I
that?
thought, 2018. I want to say I think it was the first At First Sight book.
Okay.
Which one was that? That was Tell Me It's Real, I think,
That sounds
possibly.
right.
Yeah. And then Cerulean Sea just like knocked me. Just everything. I just hit my microphone. But yeah, um, that one. And then Wolf Song, of course. Just the whole Green Creek series is brilliant.
I happen to agree with that.
Well, I would hope so.
Yeah, yeah,
Carter is like honestly hands down one of my favorite characters ever. I love Carter and Gavin.
yeah. Um, so you're almost coming to Queers and Quills as much of a fan as an author, it sounds like.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's so many of my favorite authors. I'm really bummed that I'm not going to meet Riley Hart because she had to cancel. Um, but there's just so many people going that I'm going to be fanboying like crazy.
I
It's
love that
insane. And
energy.
people,
Let's bring that energy
yeah,
to the conference.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I want to go stand in line and go get somebody's autograph.
Well, hopefully there will be some time when like we can gather just
Yeah, well,
just the attending authors and narrators and vendors, and so that we have at least a shorter line for the people we want to go get in front of.
I hope so. Yeah.
I'm sure it
Because I don't
will.
know
It'll
how any of
happen.
it works. It's my first one.
Oh, you've never been? Well,
I know.
you're
I'm
gonna
a
have
nervous
a
wreck.
great time. It's great fun. And like I was very nervous my first year going to GRL, which was my first like book con experience, and I needn't have been. So everybody just kind of opens their arms and embraces you, and you go from there. The hardest part is just walking in the door and like or walking in the room that first time and being like, and here I am. Hello. So but once you get past that, it's easy. The readers, the other authors, it's a really welcoming community. And they're really like they're party people. This is like their Mardi Gras, like a
I
bunch of
feel that
people
way.
who love gay
Yeah.
books and they're all together in the same place. Like those folks know how to party. So
I've been waiting a year for it. I'm so stoked.
same. And the thing is like, yeah, this may be your first. It won't be your last. You'll definitely get a chance to meet Riley. You'll definitely get a chance to meet other people. Like the time is just it hasn't come yet. Have you had a chance to meet TJ yet?
I would die. Let me tell you, I would like actually die. I'm the
Well,
biggest fanboy. No, I haven't yet. I've had friends who have, and dream.
you
That's my
can't
number one
actually
I
die.
want
That would
to.
make his head too big. But
Probably,
plus, he's
probably.
he's also just lovely. He really is one of the easiest people to meet in person.
He actually like before I published, I sent him an email just because I was like, how do you do what you do? You write so many books and they're all brilliant and like it's intimidating as hell. And he sent me this beautiful like 3 or 4 paragraph email and it was just the sweetest. And so I emailed him back and he emailed me back again. I was just like, TJ Klune, what are you doing in my inbox? It's ridiculous. But the best feeling ever. Forever a fan after that.
Yeah, yeah. Don't tell him I said it, but he's a good guy. So
Have you met Michael Leslie?
yeah,
'Cause I love him too. Oh,
yeah.
he's pretty awesome.
He's pretty awesome. He's with a I remember my first impression of him is that he's like surprisingly hunky. Like he's kind of a
He's a
hunk.
cutie patootie.
Yeah,
He
but
is
like
cutie.
that's what I think when I see like just his face in like Zoom calls or like in a headshot, and then you see him in person, and he's like this tall, buff gentleman. I was like, oh, Michael Leslie.
Hey,
Who
Daddy.
knew?
Hello.
Who
Yeah.
knew? And then he's also a delight in many other ways. But yes, I've been very fortunate to get to meet a lot of people, and I'm very lucky to be going to Queers and Quills, where I will meet even more. Because there's people at Queers
Oh,
and Quills I
exciting.
haven't met yet, even though we've been talking for years and years. So Yeah.
Have you met Matt, M.A. Wardell? I know you do
We
his
have not met
books.
in person yet. So that'll
Love
be a
him to
first time.
bits. I'm excited about meeting him too.
Yes. Same. Same. All right. Well, Lance, I've also invited you here to play a game. Are you ready for that?
I would love to play a game.
All right, so the rules of the game are simple. I have a deck of cards, and on each card is a question. The questions aim to learn more about you as a person. So some are biographical, some are hypothetical, some are just plain silly. But I will not be picking which questions you will answer. Fate is going to do that for us. So I will deal 3 cards each round, and you choose one. Whatever card you pick, you're agreeing to answer, with a couple of caveats. So, if a question comes along that you don't want to answer, you have 2 opportunities to switch things up. You can turn the tables on me one time, forcing me to answer the question, or you can also discard a personal question in favor of answering a more bookish question from the white deck. But then you're only dealt 1 card, and you have to answer it. Are you ready to
Okay.
play?
I'm an open book. Let's do this, baby.
All right, here we go. Card 1,
do it.
card 2, or card 3?
Let's do card 3.
Okay. Have you ever had a weird Uber experience?
Never used Uber. I'm scared because I have to use it for Queers and Quills, and I've never done it. Do I sit in the front or the back? Because that's my main concern.
Usually the back. It's usually
Okay,
like a
okay. I
taxi
didn't want to.
situation.
I
Yeah,
was worried it would be rude.
yeah.
The more you know.
The more you know. I'm more of a Lyft guy, and I like that they have the option where you can ask for like a quiet ride. So that way
Are
they're
there
not
loud
like,
rides?
no, like I don't want to make conversation.
Oh.
Like I'm not
Oh
good at
yeah.
small talk with strangers, so you know. So, and I mean,
Maybe I'll use Lyft instead.
in Portland, it would be much easier. But like, you also never know where you are in the United States. If like you want to talk about the fact that like you're here to do a gay book conference, like you just don't know sometimes, depending on where you are in the world, if that's going to go over well. Like, I remember the GRL that was in St. Louis. I was like, this is 50-50. This driver could think it's amazingly cool that we're doing this, or she could like clam up and then that's the end of the conversation. So it turned out well that one time. Yeah. So I usually am just like, a quiet ride is perfect for me. I don't need to. I'm not one of those people who thinks it's rude to sit in silence with somebody I don't know. You know?
Yeah, not with a stranger.
Right.
I'll be using Lyft instead. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. All right. Card 1, card 2, or card 3?
Let's do card 3 again.
All right. Ooh, brag to me about the best things going on for you in the last 30 days.
My audiobook came out, my very first one.
Congratulations.
So thank you. It was so good. Yeah, this month it's actually been like a really, really crappy month. So that was the peak, because I lost my mom at the beginning of April. And so that was kind of how I coped, was just listening to the audiobook. I listened 3 times. I just needed to pick me up and it worked.
Good. I'm glad. That's what art should do.
Absolutely.
All right. Card 1, card 2, or card 3?
We're going to go card 3 again.
Okay. Do you have a favorite number and any particular reason why you like it?
5. And it is because I do think I have like some kind of undiagnosed OCD, because like everything has to be 5s. I have to flip the light switch a certain amount of times. I have to check things 5 times. If I do it 4, like it freaks me the fuck out. Oh, sorry. Freaks me the hell out. But yeah, 5.
It's not that kind of podcast. You can say fuck.
Oh, fabulous. Fabulous. Actually, I've got 5 stars on my tattoo. I got drunk when I was like in my early 20s, and I went to this house party with a bunch of welders that were my brother's friends. Like this very macho, very super hetero get together. And I asked them, can you tattoo Lance Tastic on my wrist? It's like fantastic but gayer. And so they did, and I said, well, give me 5 pink glitter stars. It has to be 5 because of my number. So, yeah, that was a long story you did not ask for, but
it's actually exactly what I asked for, because this is a podcast, so I want you to tell stories.
Love that.
We love that. Yeah, and that is some undiagnosed OCD if I've ever heard it.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. I would say to go get a diagnosis for the good drugs, but like they're really not that exciting for the OCD. I got to tell you, they don't really do much for you. I know. Yeah.
Yeah,
Low street value, I gotta say. Those OCD meds.
I just
Card
stick with
one, card two, or
gummies.
card three?
We're going for gold. Let's go three
All
again.
right. Which band or artist, dead or alive, would play at your funeral?
The freaking Spice Girls. They are my icons. Absolute
Amazing.
icons.
Oh, that
I
takes me
love
back.
them. My computer is actually sitting on top. I brought three changes of clothes. I've got two Spice Girls shirts in the bag that it's sitting on to lift me up a little. So, yeah.
Well, you never know where you're going to go where you might need a good Spice Girls t-shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. The other one is Jim and the Holograms. I don't know if you remember her at all.
Well, I mean, I
80s
do know Gem and the
cartoon.
Holograms. I think technically they were a little before our time,
Yeah, a little
but
bit.
like, yeah, like, but because that was like early 80s, I think.
I think it was like 85-ish. It
Yeah.
was like a
So,
year
like,
before I was born.
I'd have been a baby. But I was alive, but I'd have been a baby. So,
I
yeah.
used to have the dolls.
Really?
We love dolls. I had the Spice Girl dolls too.
Nice. So the shirt that you have, is this a new shirt that still has Spice Girls on it, or have you had the shirt for a while?
No, it's probably 2 months old. I've actually got two of the same shirt. I've got one in black, one in pink, and then a Jim and the Hologram shirt. I come prepared. I'm always ready.
Always ready.
Always down for some spice
A
times.
very certain, a very special, certain type of Boy Scout.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Give me my merit badge.
Yes. All right. Card one, card two, or card three?
Gonna do three again.
When were your parents most disappointed in you?
Um, good question. Probably when I came out. My they were like okay with it. They tried to be, but it was just a different time. It was
Mhm.
2000 and like one or two, I think. Um, and just my mom wanted to be cool with it at first, but once she like realized, well, I'm not gonna have, daughter-in-law, I'm not gonna have any grandkids. I think that kind of hit her a lot. So for probably about a year or two, she just kind of didn't really talk about it. My stepdad doesn't really talk about anything, um, like emotional. Sometimes we go deep, but not very often. But yeah, she ended up coming around and she was like a freaking one woman pride parade towards, let's say maybe 2009-ish, 2010. She just went all in and just was
That's awesome.
incredible. She was just a really good mom.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I hope it's different now, but I do. I mean, I don't know when you came out. I came out when I was 17. And like my parents obviously had some clue that this was coming because they had like the textbook response of like support and we'll love you no matter what. But you could tell it was like they knew what to say, but they're going
Yeah,
through it. But I think it's
exactly.
because, they have to mourn this whole life that they expected their kid to have,
Yeah, 100.
because they have that built up in their head, and then it's like, oh, that's gone. Now who is this person in front of me?
And it's strange because like with my parents, like I was the biggest flamer ever. But my mom would go into Walmart for me. She would go into Toys R Us and she would buy like Spice Girl dolls for me because I was too embarrassed to do it myself. And she would just like she did that with like a lot of different things. She got me a Barbie birthday cake once because I wanted it. And so when she was surprised, I was like, Mom, come on. Come on. You knew. Ridiculous.
The covert trips for the Spice Girls dolls.
I would be so
Mother.
excited too. I would sit in the car waiting.
Yeah.
Good time.
Yeah, there were signs. There were signs.
There were many. Oh God, I was a walking sign.
Yeah. Card one, card two, or card three?
Three again.
All right. Oh, if you had to delete all but three apps from your smartphone, which one would you keep?
I'm keeping Instagram. Oh shit, that's a good one. I'm keeping Instagram. I'm keeping my music app, and I am keeping Chrome because the guy needs his porn.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I mean, what are phones
yeah,
for?
exactly, exactly. Porn
Yeah.
and music. That's all.
I mean, really, porn has advanced technology in remarkable ways. Yeah. Card one, card two, or card three?
Let's switch it up and do two.
Oh my God.
We're gonna do a little turnaround.
What is your favorite body part?
Probably like, and this is so weird because I'm not like a top. The ass. I
Mm,
love a good ass.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a bottom either. I'm just a total side, so I don't do either. But I
Hey,
like a good
a,
butt.
a beautiful feature is a beautiful feature.
Exactly.
You know? All right. Card one, card two, or card three?
We're gonna go back to three.
Okay. What Guinness World Record do you think you could break?
Um, shit. Probably the gayest man alive. I'm very
How would they
super
measure
offended.
that, I wonder?
Well, there are many
There are
ways.
different metrics. That's
Yes.
true. All right.
Oh God.
Card one, card two, or card three?
Try two.
Okay. If you could have anything named after you, what would you want it to be?
What would be a good Lance? I feel like a sex toy and just call it the Lance would be
That
fabulous.
has to exist somewhere.
It needs to.
Listeners,
What other porn
stop
stars?
listening to this podcast right now and go Google the Lance sex toy and see what comes up. It must exist. And
It has to.
put your comment, reply in the comments what you found.
Yes. Oh God.
Card one, card two, or card three?
Let's try one this time.
Okay. No, I don't like that question.
Okay.
I'm dealing you a new one because that one's stupid. I'm
Well,
surprised
that's
I didn't
okay.
take that out of the deck after I got it the last time. What is your favorite microwavable food?
God. Okay. So fun facts. I'm on keto trying to get skinny for Queers and Quills. I have been since December.
Damn.
And I have basically, I know it's god awful, but I've lost like 40 pounds. I hate it. I know I hate it so much. Um, I eat a lot of microwave sausage. Like I will get summer sausage and like cut it into little strips and dip it in a lot of barbecue sauce. And I've basically been living off of that and like scrambled eggs for months. So tired of it. I'm gonna eat like crazy in Portland.
Good.
Everything under the sun.
Good for you. I approve. Not the crazy dieting to lose weight because it's not necessary, but the eating in
Depressing.
Portland, I approve. Enjoy it. All right. I think we have time for like two more. So card one, card two, or card three?
Let's try card one again.
Yeah. How would you like to die?
That's a fun one. I actually have an answer for this. I've said it a few times. I want to fall asleep on top of a nuclear weapon, and I just want it to go off.
Hmm.
Immediate death.
Yeah.
Just instant death.
Yeah. Vaporized.
Yeah, wake up dead.
Yeah. No pain. That's for sure. You wouldn't have time. You wouldn't have time to feel it.
100%. We just don't want to drown, and we don't want to die in a fire.
Right.
Those are the main ones.
Those would both be awful. Agreed.
Brutal.
All right. Card one, card two, or card three?
Let's do three.
Who would play you in a movie?
Dear God. That's a good question. He'd have to shave his head. Let's go with Daddy Orlando Bloom, but he'd have to do an American twinkish accent.
Well, if he can't do that, then why is he even an actor?
He can try.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Interesting. What is it about?
Just
what is it about
big,
Orlando Bloom that we like for you?
The big eyes, the big brown eyes. They're adorable, and that's like my main feature, I think, because God knows it ain't the hair.
Listen,
enjoy your
movie.
hair.
You can have hair in your movie if you want.
I could have pink hair. I would love to have pink hair. I would be one of those kind of people if I still had my hair.
You can have pink hair now if you want. You can buy it on Amazon.
I've thought about getting like the stuff that they glue on like at the male barber shops and just having them do that.
Yeah, I mean, there's honest to goodness real like, and I don't think they call them toupees anymore. I think it's like hair pieces that you can install and like they're semi-permanent, but like also $10 wig on Amazon. You can have pink hair any day you want. It might not look great, but like it's there for you.
That's the point.
Well, Lance, thank you so much for taking the time to do this. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. I really appreciate you having me on here. It's lovely meeting you after all this time.
Nice to have a precursor meeting before I'll see you in a few weeks at Queers and Quills. So
excited.
And thank you, listeners, for joining us for Queers and Quills, the official podcast. If you are already signed up to attend Queers and Quills, make sure to say hello to me and to Lance at the Oregon Convention Center in May. And if you're not, follow Queers and Quills on Instagram to follow along with all the fun this year and get updates about ticket availability in the future. Until next time, I'm Kirt Graves, and I hope you're having a very gay day. Queers and Quills, the official podcast, is produced and hosted by Kirt Graves, in coordination with Mahogany Mail and Marley Valentine. All copyrighted material is shared with permission. Music and sound effects are licensed through Storyblocks Audio. All opinions shared are those of the individuals and do not reflect the positions or policies of any company or organization with which they happen to be associated.